My boyfriend of 7 years ghosted me and disappeared from my life without explanation. I still don't know what I'm missing. I'm 31F. My boyfriend was named Kevin. We dated for 7 years. 7 years. That's more than half a decade. That's long enough to build a life with someone, long enough to have plans, long enough to think you know someone completely. 3 months ago, Kevin disappeared. We'd been living together for 5 years. We had an apartment in the city. We had routines. We had plans for the future. We were talking about getting engaged. We were talking about moving to a bigger place. We were talking about starting a family eventually. Then one day, he was just gone. It happened on a Tuesday. I remember because Tuesday was my day to work from home. Kevin had left that morning for work like normal. He kissed me goodbye. He said he'd be home by 7. He said he'd pick up groceries on the way home because we were low on milk. 7 o'clock came and went. No Kevin. 8 o'clock. No Kevin. I texted him. No response. I called him. The call went to voicemail. At first, I thought something had happened. I thought he'd been in an accident. I thought he was hurt. I called the hospitals. I called the police. I called his workplace. His boss said Kevin had left work at 5 o'clock like normal. He seemed fine. He didn't mention anything unusual. Kevin had never come to the apartment. I waited all night. I sat on the couch staring at my phone, waiting for him to text me, waiting for him to call, waiting for him to come through the door with some explanation for why he hadn't shown up. He never did. The next morning, I called his parents. His mother answered. I asked if she'd heard from Kevin. She said no, but he usually didn't call that often. She asked why I was looking for him. I told her he'd disappeared yesterday and I was worried something had happened. His mother went very quiet. Then she asked me to describe what happened. I told her everything. He went to work. He never came home. He won't answer his phone. She said she'd try calling him. She called him back 10 minutes later and said the call went straight to voicemail. She asked if we'd had a fight. I said no. I asked if she knew anything. She said she didn't, but she was concerned. Kevin's father called me later that day. He asked more detailed questions. Had Kevin seemed upset lately? Had we been having problems? Had I noticed anything unusual in his behavior recently? I had to answer no to all of those questions. Kevin had seemed fine. We hadn't been having problems. Everything had been normal as far as I could tell. Kevin's father said they were going to drive to the city, said they'd arrive tomorrow, said they'd help me figure out what was going on. But by the time they arrived, things had become even stranger. Kevin's bank account was emptied. His credit cards had been used at a gas station 50 miles north of the city. His car was gone. His laptop was gone. His phone was apparently off and couldn't be tracked. It became very clear very quickly that Kevin hadn't disappeared. He'd left. Update, 2 weeks later. Kevin's parents and I spent the first week after his disappearance trying to figure out where he'd gone. We checked with his friends. Nobody had heard from him. We checked his social media. Nothing. We tried to track his phone. It was off. We contacted the police to file a missing person report. They didn't seem very interested once they learned that Kevin had apparently emptied his bank account and taken his car. The police officer